the Director, Watson Institute for International Studies, Professor Michael D. Kennedy, Director, Watson International Scholars of Environment, Professor Nancy Jacobs, the Head of Policy Coordination and the Interagency Affairs, United Nations Environmental Program, Mr. Chenje Muyazi, Professor James McCain, our guest speaker for today, Brown University faculty members and staffs, visiting faculty members from other universities, WISE module tutors, my WISE colleagues, friends and guests. Today, the 11th of December 2009, brings to an end a journey that started in September 2009. To some of us, it was the first time visit to the United States of America, while to others, it was the first time international scholarship and the first time gathering in an international setting of this kind. Nonetheless, whatever it was for each of us, a strong central nexus held it all together, and that was the very rich Brown experience and opportunities it portends for all of us. In an era of economic recession, insecurity, conflicts, poverty, population explosion, and climate change, the privilege of being a select 9 out of a whopping 100 who had initially indicated interest to participate in the Watson International Scholars of the Environment program is a great thing to talk about and a great milestone that will enrich our resume for the rest of our lives. It also adds a prestigious top-up desired in building our confidence to face the challenges of our fastly changing world. We need not bore anybody with the revelation that our Brown experience has really worth the while, as the objective we set for ourselves prior to arrival here have all been met to a very great extent. This is very evident via the copious knowledge now acquired in African environmental history, the programs COMODO, GIS, remote sensing, ecological economics, public speaking, and other interdisciplinary courses opposite to our competitive skill development and the development challenges of our continent, Africa. At a time such as this, when it becomes emotional to say goodbye, memories, cascade of memories pervade our minds on the high points of our 3.5 month stay at Brown. What do we remember? What do we forget? Is it our stay at the New Yorker while in New York in mid-October to visit and interact with authorities at UNEP at the UN headquarters? The visit to the Earth Institute at Columbia University, or the visit to the Environmental Defense Fund? How about the educational tour of Block Island, the Sunday afternoon football games, the movie nights at the home of Laura and Andy, the great Thanksgiving feast at the home of Peter and Nancy, the grand farewell party organized for us by Greg and Audrey, the Monday and Wednesday afternoon African environmental history classes, which featured our spotlights and intellectual discussions with the young Brunonians, the happy birthday events of Jen and myself, the 350.org community rally, the Sankofa night by African students at Brown, and the privilege of meeting and developing friendship with a plethora of devoted Brown professors who are committed to rebuilding the world through the bright and promising young Brown students. At each of these events and meetings, the great American spirit of generosity and friendliness was all pervasive. These have greatly enamored us in great measure. Hence, we are very thankful to all those who worked assiduously to make them happen. Dear friends, our stay here at Brown has not been all about attending or auditing classes. Neither has it been all about tours and visits to different places of interest, nor all about meeting people or idling about. It has also indeed been a period of immense brainstorming on practical solutions to the many extant environmental and climatic problems bedeviling our continent. No doubt we need a combination of things such as capacity building, finance, and friendly new networks to attain solutions. But then, such solutions must sprout first as ideas and then be driven by minds, by practical minds. WISE has given us all this and much more. This is exemplified in the flagship innovative project proposed by one of us, Mr. Kasu Jame from Gambia, and which has today received the imprimatur of Professor Robert Timmons, Director of the Environment Center here at Brown. It is our prayer that life is brought into the project so that both Sub-Saharan Africa and the Brown University students can reap its fruits. Another milestone recorded by our group was the erudite public lecture delivered by one of us, Dr. Susan Ketumese, at the Epidemiology Department in mid-November. That event was among the most public of all our engagements while here. We all shared in the glory of that event and thank Susan for it. In achieving those milestones, there was need for team spirit and tolerance. When you have a group of people, there is a tendency to be friction. The enviable roles of Mr. Cyril Ngwana from Cameroon and Dr. Gituru Mwangi from Kenya in espousing this spirit of cooperation and tolerance in the group, in addition to the wise contribution from Hilary, Jen, Sion, and Godensia, all helped in building team spirits and cooperation. Also, I thank you, my colleagues, for permitting me to speak on your behalf on today's occasion without any dissent or rancor. I therefore pray our Almighty God, who art in heaven, to grant us safe journey back home and open up greater opportunities for each of us in the coming years. What can we say to Professor Nancy Jacobs, the WISE Program Director, and her able teaching assistant, Camilla Hatton, and the WISE Program Manager, Laura Sadovnikov, and her Program Assistant, Megan Whelan, other than to call us a big thank you. Dear Nancy, your team is excellent. We appreciate you greatly, especially administrative and managerial skills. All-time friendliness and support to us. You never got annoyed or spoke to any of us in harsh tones for whatever reasons. Me and Kasu in particular. Indeed, you and your team gave us a home away from home and ensured that our stay here was a huge success. We challenge you to keep up the good work and never get weary of doing good to all manner of men and women that come your way. We thank you, Nancy. We thank you, Laura. We thank you, Camilla. We thank you, Megan. We are very grateful. The unique presence of UNEP in the program is highly appreciated, and we hope you may stream this program seriously into UNEP activities. We also thank in a very special way the Watson Institute Director, Michael Kennedy, and all other institute and university staffs that worked with us in one way or the other, especially those who facilitated our assimilation into the system and those who admitted us into their classes without any undue protocol, such as Professor Carolina Kappa, as well as all those that volunteered to hold classes for us, even at very short notices. We also thank Professors Steve Hamburg and Jonathan Harris for all your support to us and the program, and to Reverend Murray and Judy Blackadder, Laura's parents-in-law, as well as Miss Patricia Church, Jane's landlady. Is she there? We say thank you for accommodating us, and to the Watson Institute staffs for tolerating the noises we generated at times, which perhaps often disrupted the tranquility of the institute. Perhaps we were just too excited of being here. not just being a Brown, but being allocated offices in this prestigiously built, well-built Watson Institute. Whatever that has a beginning must also have an end. Today officially marks the end of our fellowship, but certainly not the end of it all, as it hopefully heralds the very beginning of a more robust relationship with both the university and the institute for many more years to come. We thank you for bolstering our future with a Brown Ivy League learning and opportunities. To God be the glory. Thank you very much.